family of a British surgeon who died in a Syrian jail say he was tortured and held in atrocious conditions for a year. Dr. Abbas Khan was arrested after he went out to Syria to help treat injured children caught up in the civil war. He was due to be released this week, but his horrified family was suddenly told he'd hanged himself in his cell. Fatima Manji has this report.
The latest bombardment of Aleppo, just yesterday. A terrified child is carried away from the chaos. Another remains underneath the rubble. Hearing of similar scenes of horror last November, a young British doctor was drawn into entering the city. 32-year-old Dr. Abbas Khan was on sabbatical from his job at a Surrey hospital. He went to the Syrian border with the UK charity Human Aid, who have been accused of helping armed rebel fighters. Dr. Khan decided to cross the border into Aleppo after hearing stories of children dying. He went to work in a field hospital, but ended up spending just 24 hours there. He was seized by Syrian government troops for entering the country with no visa. It's likely he was held here at the Air Force Security Building. His mother followed him to Syria and saw him 4 times. She said her son looked like a skeleton who could barely walk. Dr. Khan himself wrote a letter to Foreign Secretary William Hague saying, "My detention has included repeated beatings, largely for the pleasure of my captors." Syrian security services have been accused of using torture systematically. This footage, first aired by Channel 4 2 years ago, was apparently filmed by another soldier. Last night, just days before he was due to be released, Dr. Khan was found dead in his Damascus prison cell.
I managed to persuade Ministry of Justice. I begged them. They wanted to release. Foreign Ministry, I begged them. They wanted to release. I don't know how suddenly National Security came and took him. He was in his possession. How can you kill somebody when he is helpless in handcuffs?
The Foreign Office accused the Syrian authorities of effectively murdering Dr. Khan. But the Syrian government maintain he committed suicide and have told his family they can send a team to Damascus to investigate.
Well, we want to bring him back home, back to England, first and foremost. Any investigations that need to be conducted can be done over here through the British authorities. We're not interested in any sort of sham or mock post-mortem or investigations they want to carry out.
There is increasing concern at how the Syrian conflict has led to doctors being targeted. Medics who have been there say they're not only under risk of being caught up in an attack, they're also no longer seen as professionally neutral.
We need to absolutely stop this deliberate targeting of doctors. Doctors need to feel safe to work. They need to not be detained for doing their work as doctors on the ground, whoever they're treating.
So just how and why did Dr. Khan die, days before the Syrian government had already agreed to release him? It's a question many will continue to ask, including his children. A 6-year-old son and 7-year-old daughter, expecting to be with their father before Christmas, will now never see him again.